Alright guys, so this is the story of the deer that we call Stickers. So Stickers is actually a deer that I grew and I chased for a long time. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos and pictures of this deer over a 3 to 4 year span of time. But we're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna give you guys the entire story on Stickers. I hope you guys enjoy. This deer was definitely a fun one to chase. Unfortunately, it doesn't end the way that I wanted it to, but we're gonna go through the whole thing and tell you guys about Stickers. So the farm that we hunt here in southern Indiana is a 140 acre piece of land that is split up into two sections because of the main road that splits it. So we have a south side of the farm and we have a north side of the farm, and on the north side it just didn't get hunted. My dad hunted it years and years and years before I was around, and then I kind of stepped in and nobody had hunted it for 15 or 20 years. So that takes us to the spring of 2022 when I got the idea that I'm gonna go dump out some mineral and some corn early spring on the north side and just see what happens, see what shows up. So right off the bat in 2022, we found out that we had some big deer hiding on the north side of that property that we never knew about because we didn't touch it. It just was an area that we never wanted to do anything with. There was 3 main deer that year that showed up on that side during velvet. I watched them all summer long, from late spring all the way through summer into early fall. I watched all 3 of these deer, and we knew that we had something special going on with these 3. So the first one that showed up was a deer that we called King. I actually ended up harvesting that deer in 2022. He was 157 inches gross, beautiful mainframe 11. But the 3 deer that always ran together for some reason, there was 3, and it was King, it was Gnarly, and Stickers. King was the second biggest. Gnarly was a deer that we had super high hopes for. Really wanted to watch that deer blow up into something. He was just incredible to see. Multiple times in person, including all the trail cam videos and the pictures and stuff that we got of that deer. He was just absolutely incredible to look at. And then Stickers showed up. So on our farm, it's very uncommon to see deer with splits or kickers or anything going on. We grow big, typical deer 99% of the time. Our deer are gonna be super clean typicals. And for some reason, this deer, he had stuff going on all over his bases and his brows, and it grabbed my attention immediately. As soon as we saw this deer show up, we were like, wow, we need to keep tabs on this deer. We knew in 2022 from the videos and from the pictures that he was only 3.5 years old. He had a triple split brow at 3.5, and we knew that he was gonna turn into something special one day, so we kept tabs on him. Going into 2023, Sticker shows back up. He has definitely grown a little bit, and now he is a double split brow, mainframe, super wide 10. Again, knew that deer was gonna start blowing up into something special. I just had a feeling. We kept pumping minerals into him, kept him fed, gave him water source, gave him all the bedding and all the space that he could need to grow big, and it worked. But again, 2023, we knew he was 4.5. He made a decent little jump. So we all agreed that we were gonna give that deer the pass. Again, no matter what, he's getting the pass. So my first hunt of 2023, opening morning of bow season, I actually had him at 5 yards. Opening morning of 2023 bow season, I let him walk. I kept my word, I didn't do it. I knew that he had the potential to blow up into something incredible one day. So that first encounter, October the 1st of 2023, was actually the only time that I ever got to see Stickers on the hoof while hunting. I was physically in the stand or in a blind or out there with a weapon. That was the only time that I ever saw Stickers in person, and it was extremely unique. The whole scenario where he came into 5 yards on me that opening morning, it was like he knew that I was there, and he knew that he was safe. I had no intentions on killing that deer. I never even touched my bow. It was almost like we had some sort of connection with each other. It was just a very cool experience to be a part of. So going all the way through 2023, this deer survives. I have trail cam pictures of him throughout the entire year, through bow season, through rifle season, through late rifle. Now deer season's out. and I get my first picture of him with no antlers on his head. So we pack up, we roll down to the farm, and we start looking for his sheds because that is the number one deer on the farm that we want. We want his antlers bad. And for the 3 years that I hunted this deer, or grew this deer and watched this deer and studied this deer and learned this deer, I only found one of his sheds in 3 seasons, and it was that shed from 2023. This was the antler that he actually had on his head the year that I passed him. So that is super, super cool. It's the only shed that we've ever found off of this deer. For a fact, know that it's him. It's the only one that we found. So this one's pretty special. I keep a close eye on this one. He stays on the big trophy shelf. Stickers. Now we work all the way up into the year of 2024. So 2024, I had a buck that I called the G2 buck show up on the farm. I watched him for 2 years. He came to full maturity and he was big, and I never thought that he was gonna get any bigger than he was. So I decided to fully target that specific deer and not shoot anything else besides that specific deer. And that's what I ended up doing. But Sticker shows back up again, year number 3, 2024 on the farm. He's double split brows. He's packed on more mass than he's ever had before, especially at the bases. He has a significant amount of mass. He is super, super wide. He has double split brows, not much tine length, but overall just an impressive deer. He's 5.5, and we know with one more season, this deer is going to hit his full potential. So I start running my trail cams. He starts showing up. It is very clear that he is the dominant deer in the area. I have multiple other big deer such as XI, Swoop, Lean To, and Freak Show are all big mature deer, but he just ruled the roost, man. I mean, you could just tell as soon as he stepped into the field, nobody else wanted anything to do with him. They cleared and he got to eat all night long in front of my cameras as long as he wanted. It was fully his place. So first week of bow season 2024, I tag out on the G2 buck, and now my main concern is to just keep him alive. We have to get him through deer season. We have to make sure that he's healthy. We have to keep running our cell cams, keep eyes on him, keep tabs on him, make sure that he is not in danger whatsoever for the remainder of the deer season. Now, I get pictures of Stickers back in January, even early February. I still know that this deer is alive. I actually moved to North Carolina for majority of this year of 2025, and I was not able to run my cell cams throughout this year leading up to deer season. But I actually take a trip home in the middle of the summer. I leave North Carolina, come back to Indiana so that I can put some cell cams out, run some lucky bucks, start dumping minerals, start dumping corn, trying to see what deer are alive and what deer are not alive anymore. And for some reason, I'm getting 0 pictures of Stickers. It's been weeks, nothing's popped up, there's no Stickers. I'm freaking out. I don't know where he is. I don't know what's happened. So I run down to the neighbor's house just to ask them if they've seen him anywhere, seen him around, because they knew of the deer. And this is where the story just, it's like a shot to the heart. They told me that in early February, Stickers looked extremely sick. They saw him on the hoof. He was nothing but ribs. And just a couple weeks later during shed season, they actually found Stickers. They were nice enough to let me have the full rack of Stickers because I chased him for so long. I grew him. I got him to be that big. So it was kind of a surreal moment. They actually brought the head out of the barn and showed me, and yeah, I mean, just I was sick to my stomach whenever they brought him out. And you know, I waited years and years and years to see this deer and to be able to hold this deer and be behind this deer and take photos with this deer. I just never expected that I was gonna have to do it like this. I expected it the other way, but nonetheless, I am behind him. I finally get to see everything up close and personal. You guys can see those double split brows. He actually broke this off every single year. And you guys can see it's an identical match to the shed from 2023, as well as the broken split brow. It is identical. It can't be any more perfect than it is. It's just crazy. He is a big, giant southern Indiana deer that I am extremely grateful to be able to chase. This deer took up a lot of my time. That deer actually took up legitimate years of my life. I invested so much into that deer. I invested so much money and time and effort to try my best to keep him alive because I knew that he was going to be big. But sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. I'm more than grateful that I have him, nonetheless, have him here with me still. And we are gonna actually get him shoulder mounted one day and get him hung up on the wall the way that he deserved to be hung up on the wall. But yeah, guys, that is the story of Stickers. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see any more of these videos. We have quite a few deer actually that I've chased for years and have sheds and history, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way that we want it to. And thankfully for me, I have some of their dead heads, and I have a lot of stories to go on besides this one. So if you guys want more, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate and I love each and every single one of you guys. Peace.